I want you to think about this. So at the beginning of the construction process, if you take a look at this saw, this is where the quality begins and where the precision begins. I want you to put this into perspective. We are delivering houses that are 300 miles away from our facility here in Wingdale, New York, and it's up to us to build a house within a 1/4 inch tolerance of that foundation. So everything I do here has to be very precise. First example is when you take a look at this saw, it's got 5 blades on it. I control those blades by a computerized panel, so every time I'm cutting a piece of lumber, I'm cutting 5 angles on one piece of lumber with one pass through the saw, and I'm getting the same cut every single time, which is absolutely critical to the precision, because during the assembly process, we're assembling your home on jigs that are square and level. Again, the reason we need to do that is I need to make sure that I'm fitting your house within a 1/4 inch tolerance of the foundation that could potentially be installed 250 miles away from our facility. What that does for you is it gives you a much tighter house from the factory. It's more energy efficient because, again, the assembly process here is very precise. As you can see, while I'm assembling the floor decks, in just one day, I'm completely framing out the floors and I'm completely framing out the walls for one particular house in just the first day of construction inside the factory. While those two are being built, they all kind of come together in one spot where I could put the floor system on top of steel I-beams that are there waiting for the walls, which are now finished, and they're going to be set on top of the floor systems according to the plans that came down from engineering. So in day 1 of the construction process, I've got everything framed out. I'm building the roof system as well. In day 2 of the production process, I'm starting to install all my electrical outlets, all my electrical fixtures. The house is completely wired in the factory with 200 amp electrical service. There's several different options that are available to you, from cable TV wiring, phone jack wiring, computer network wiring, alarm wiring. There's a lot of different options that we will install right here at the factory. During that same process and during the same time frame of that 2 to 3 day into the production process, we're also installing the plumbing. Folks, keep in mind that really what we're doing inside this factory is custom stick building homes. I'm simply doing it with the same, if not better, materials than what you would use on a job site, but I'm assembling them inside of a facility where I can control my climate, I can control the quality of the product during the construction process, and I can build it faster. So just in day 3, all the mechanicals get installed. Approaching day 4 into day 5, I'm installing insulation. The insulation in our exterior walls, which are 2x6 walls, is an R21 batt insulation. We can also do the open cell insulation. Many of you have probably seen HGTV, where they spray the insulation in and they cut it down level with the outside studs. That's also a very energy efficient product which we can install here at the factory. Then I sheathe the whole outside of the house with 1/2 inch CDX plywood. We put R38 or R49 insulation in the roof system. As you can see, as we get a little bit further down the production line, I'm now installing windows. The standard window that we install here at the factory is an Anderson 400 series window. It's a very high-end window. That's what we're using here as a standard. As well as the finished drywall, you can see we're approaching day 5 of the construction process now. We're doing some finish work on the drywall. We're actually then going to sand everything down. We're going to paint it with a paint that I call Westchester White, which is a primer coat of paint inside the factory. And at that point, then we can start installing some of the final finishes, which are your interior doors and your cabinetry. And again, keep in mind that we're installing the cabinets according to the layout that we developed with you during our design process. So you'll be able to choose this, not just the style of cabinet and whether you want stain or you want painted cabinets, but the cabinets will get laid out according to exactly the way you told us you wanted them laid out during the design process that we have here at Westchester Modular Homes. And as we approach day 6 of the production process, the roof is getting shingled, and on the outside we're installing some of the siding, and we're preparing the house for transportation over the road by wrapping it with plastic. So again, keep in mind, a 3,000 square foot home in just 6 working days, built inside of a factory, custom built, custom stick built using the same if not better materials than what you would use to conventionally build a home in the field. Folks, that's the construction process at Westchester Modular Homes.